Alright, today we're going to talk about how to find the acute angle between two lines. And here we go. Problem number 1. We have 7x minus y is 8, and we have another equation. Our first goal is we have to find the slope of these lines, because we have this formula here that tells us that the tangent of that angle, and this is the angle here, is equal to the absolute value of the slopes subtracted and 1 plus the slopes multiplied. And this looks like a sum and difference formula for tangent, and that's exactly where it comes from. So here we go. First equation. Let's put this into y equals mx plus b so we can determine the slope. Well, that's a negative y is negative 7x plus 8. Divide everything by a negative 1. It's going to be a negative here at the end. And we have our first variable here. We know that the slope of the first line is 7. Alright, we'll take the second line. That's negative y, 4y, plus, or equals, put that on that side, negative 4x plus 8. Divide everything by negative 4, minus 2. Alright, now we have the second slope here. The second slope is 1. Now we have both slopes here, and again, it's absolute value, so it doesn't matter which one's which here. If we do 7 minus 1, we get 6. Absolute value is 6. If we do 1 minus 7, we get negative 6. Absolute value is back to 6. So now that we have our values, we can go ahead and just fill out this equation. Tangent of theta, that's our angle, is the absolute value of 7 minus 1 over 1 plus slopes multiplied. That would be 7. Tangent of theta is equal to 6/8 positive. Tangent of theta is equal to 3/4. How do we find theta? Well, we take both sides of the equation. We're going to take the inverse tangent. That eliminates that and makes it theta is equal to the inverse tangent of 3/4. 3/4 not on the unit circle. Need a calculator. Make sure your calculator is in degree mode. And inverse tangent of 3/4. The angle is about 36.87 degrees. Went ahead and rounded it there. However, this worksheet asks for minutes, or degrees, minutes, and seconds. So we can do that. Well, theta is about 36 degrees. And now we have some minutes. Well, minutes are out of 60, so I'm going to take off this 60, or sorry, I'm going to take off this 36, and now there's my decimal that's left. And I'm going to multiply it by 60 to figure out how many minutes that would make. Well, that would make 52 minutes. But we want to go one more step to second, so I'm going to take off the 52, and now I have this decimal that goes with the second, so times 60, and I have 11 seconds, but now I'm done, so I can round 12 minutes. Just a good rule of thumb here, 36.5 would have been 36 and 30 minutes, like a half hour, but I have more than a half, so I have more than 30 minutes, so it's 52. Alright, let's do one more problem to help you get started here. Number 2, we're still going to use the same formula, do everything exactly the same. However, we're going to deal with complex fractions, and I'll show you how to work that out here. If I manipulate this equation, what do I have? 7y is 3x minus 7. Divide everything by negative 7 plus 1. And this equation here, 3y, put that over there, 4x plus 3. Y is equal to 4/3 x plus 1. Alright, M1, let's just call this one M1, 4/3. Let's call this one M2. Doesn't matter. Remember, we're doing the absolute value. So I have the tangent of my angle is, and here's where it's going to get a little bit messy. I'm going to have 4/3 minus a negative 3/7. And on the denominator 1 plus, the is multiplied to be negative 12 over 21. Alright, there are several different steps you can do here, but I fully recommend fixing these complex fractions first. We have fractions within fractions, and that is messy. So instead of adding these here, right, I could change those to plus plus instead of adding them, and maybe even instead of simplifying this right here, I'm going to get rid of the complex fractions, and that's done by multiplying the numerator and the denominator, because we have this big fraction here, by a number. And the number I'm going to choose is a number that can be divided by all of these fractions. Well, let's even make this a fraction. So I have to divide something by 3, 7, 1, and 21, so my denominators will disappear, and that number is usually right there, 21. Alright, so if I go ahead and I finish this, I'll put it in red here. 21 times 4 divided by 3, well, how about 21 divided by 3 is 7 times 4 is 28. It's a lot simpler. 3 times 21, or 21 divided by 7 is 3. Then times 3 is 9. And down here, 21, here's 21. 21 divided by 21, and 12. These would eliminate, minus 12. Alright, what do I have? Tangent of 37 over 9. Again, can do this from here to here a lot of different ways. This is usually the quickest. Alright, inverse tangent of 37, 9 inverse tangent, 37 ninths is 76.33 degrees. But if we want DMS, it is 76 degrees. Take off the 76. I have that decimal for the minutes, times it by 60. 19, don't round here because we're in the middle of a problem. Take off the 19. I have this for the seconds, times 60. Now we round, but we don't need to. 43 minutes. Alright, hope this helps.